Why do we celebrate the anniversary of an assassination? 15 years ago, in the middle of a plague that nearly destroyed Dunwall, a paid killer assaulted the palace where I was born and stabbed my mother in the heart. In the aftermath, the men who sent the assassin tried to use me as a pawn in a game of power. They would have succeeded, but my father, Corvo, hunted them down and cut their conspiracy to pieces. All these years later, am I the ruler my mother wanted me to be? Now, we face a new crisis. A monster the papers are calling the Crown Killer has been picking off my enemies and dressing it up like my father and I are responsible. I don't know whether to get on a ship and sail to the opposite side of the world, or to have everyone around me executed.
Watch your step, Majesty.
I'm not looking forward to all the ceremony today.
Your signet ring. There. You're ready.
Thank you, Alexei. Open the doors.
All hail Her Imperial Majesty, Emily Kaldwin.
Loyal subjects, we're going through a difficult time, but today we honor my mother, the late Jessamine Kaldwin. May her memory survive through the ages.
Emily.
You look tired, Father.
Every year, I think the anniversary of Jessamine's death will be easier, but it never is.
I wish Mother was still the Empress. I don't think I'm very good at this.
You're still learning. Don't worry about the rabble-rousers, and we'll catch the Crown Killer, eventually.
People are saying it's you. That these assassinations are a misguided effort to protect me.
No. Someone's trying to make us look guilty by targeting your enemies.
I wish I could just run away from all this.
Sometimes you do. You think I don't know about your nights out on the rooftops? Courage. The ceremony will be over soon.
Royal Protector and Father. I should have passed a law against that combination of titles years ago.
Your Majesty, before we begin the day's observances, we have an unexpected visitor, the Duke of Serkonos.
Ramsay says the Duke is bringing special gifts.
That's intriguing.
His Grace Luca Abel, Duke of Serkonos!
Mechanical soldiers? Amazing.
What is this, Ramsay? I didn't authorize those things.
Your Imperial Majesty and Royal Protector Corvo, a native of our homeland. Serkonos offers condolences on this sorrowful day, and gifts to remind you of our nation, the rising star on the southern horizon.
We thank you, Your Grace.
Save your thanks. For now, I give you the greatest gift of all, family. I present the lost sister of Jessamine Kaldwin, your rightful Empress, Delilah Kaldwin.
Impossible.
My mother had a sister?
My dearest niece, hello.
It's not true.
My father was Emperor Euhorn Jacob Kaldwin, and Jessamine was my younger sister. At the time of her death, I wasn't ready to make myself known to you, and I was forced to leave Dunwall. But now I'm home.
If you really are my mother's sister, you're welcome to stay as long as you like.
Little sparrow, blackened by bad memories, I'm here to relieve you of your crown. My father's promise, whispered in secret so many years ago, is now fulfilled.
Watch your tongue. Emily Kaldwin is the daughter of Empress Jessamine Kaldwin.
Royal Protector, how naive to think you could get away with these murders. Living in my palace has protected you, but that's over. Hear me, all of you. Your rightful Empress has returned.
All hail the Empress Delilah, first of her name. Arrest Emily Kaldwin and her father for the Crown Killer murder.
What?
Sword can't still my heart. Cast you in cold marble. Corvo Atano, how handsome you are for a man of your age. And how long had you hidden the mark of the outsider? I expect it's a wonderful story.
I'll lock him in the Empress's chambers, and then I'll bring him to Coldridge Prison to tell his trial. My father lost it all. Sent me to the City Watch, one step above begging. Think I had to take your orders? Corvo Atano, son of a Zirconan tradesman.
Captain Ramsey, I heard shouting. Lord Corvo, what happened?
That'll be all, Captain Mayhew. Oh! So that's the Royal Protector's fancy weapon. What kind of sword folds in half? There's a legend in the City Watch, the Empress's last resort, the safe room inside your daughter's chambers, is holding enough gold to buy an island. And they say this is one of the only two keys.
What happened? Alexei, the throne room, Emily. Nothing I can do alone. I need to get out of here.
Sir, how long is it going to take, Captain Ramsey?
Hold your horses, Corporal. These bastards are working with Ramsey and the Duke of Serkonos.
Moving up in the world. He's old blood, one of the good families. And now that he's helped the rightful Empress take the throne, the Ramseys are going to be back in fashion in Dunwall. You'd be smart to remember that.
Dunwall always has a way of turning sour, just as soon as you get comfortable. Delilah took away the mark of the outsider. No more sorcery.
Is Lady Emily all
There's a
right?
coup underway. Emily she's imprisoned for lack of a better word.
You've got to get out of the tower. Maybe through Emily's safe room. There was a captain earlier today, down at the docks, looking for you. Get away and help Emily.
I'm sorry, Captain Mayhew. Goodbye. Need my ring to open the safe room. Ramsey has it. Disloyal dogs.
With the throne room blocked off, we should have the time we need. Just stay here and stall anyone who comes by. I'll be back when I've searched the royal chambers, assuming I don't accidentally lock myself in this damn safe room.
We'll cover for you if anyone from the Duke's party returns. This is exciting. Everything's changing.
Yes, the natural order is reasserting itself. The Ramseys once hosted the King and Queen of Morley. Did you know that? I spent my childhood playing with the Buntings and the Boyles, the cream of society.
And very soon you'll be back at the top, Captain.
Ramsey's family fell from the aristocracy, and apparently the man holds a grudge. How it's anyone else's fault, that's beyond me. But one way or another, Ramsey is too dangerous to be left in play.
I'm hungry.
Nothing will stop me from bringing you home, Emily. Anton Sokolov made this lock. Now you've got what you wanted, Ramsey. The Imperial Suite atop Dunwall Tower. Stay put until this is all set straight, Ramsey. Enjoy the rations and well water, sleeping next to a fortune.
Emily, my daughter, I know that one day you'll be grown up, and I wonder what you'll remember of these years. Will you recall your time as a child with fondness? Or were there too many caretakers?
I'll need this.
Formal dinners and lessons about boring old history. Maybe the precious hours we spent together will shine brighter.
Out into the world once more. How many people had forgotten this mask?
I hope the season of rats and plague will be nothing more than a passing shadow on your early memories. A crisis come and past, weathered by your mother and her advisors. You'll sit on the throne someday, and will do well, I hope. It's a tricky life, full of responsibility and peril. It was not your choice to be the daughter of an empress, but I believe you'll rise to the challenge. Stay good-hearted, Emily. Keep drawing and telling stories, and only share your power with those you truly trust.
If only I could talk to Jessamine one more time. I should make my way to the docks. I've got to get out of Dunwall. I don't know that ship, but maybe the captain can help. Delilah turned made of stone. I will find a way to make her flesh again. The city is crawling with the Duke's men.
Listen up, I have bad news. Ramsey's missing. Corporal Moore checked the royal quarters, and Corvo Atano is apparently fled the towers. We've got to find him. That's it, not your orders. Spread out and find the fugitive. We're in this with the Duke.
You're not fit for that watch uniform.
Attention Dunwall citizens. As of today, Delilah Kaldwin is our new Empress. All hail Delilah,
Empress Emily
first
Kaldwin
of her
and her royal
name.
protector,
Further,
Corvo Atano is now wanted for
criminals.
treason. Let me remind you, there's a reward for your help.
Any of you found harboring the royal protector will be fined and arrested.
People of Dunwall, stay in your homes. You're advised to stay indoors during this time of unrest.
Coins for that cat lap?
So it's a coup. Shh, we shouldn't be talking about this.
Until later, then. I'll get the cigars tomorrow. Wanna buy one?
You bet. Are you coming tonight?
Wouldn't miss that.
Hey! Think you look scared, pointing your sword at people?
Now I'm covered in shankers.
So hungry. Might be time to spring for fish cake.
Concerned citizen, I'd advise you to return to your home.
That's it for my shot. The entire month will be ruined.
You don't want to be out on the streets right now. Move along.
People of Dunwall, aiding a fugitive is now punishable by death. Aid the City Watch in this time of transition.
Myself. Do I still have it left in me? Lord Atano, you want to hear what I've got to say. I guarantee it. Lord Protector, forgive me for saying it, but you look like death warmed over.
It's been an unusual day. There's a coup underway, and I'm being blamed for the Crown Killer murders.
My name's Megan Foster. I work with an old ally of yours, Anton Sokolov. We learned something scary down in the south, and I came to warn you.
I know, Anton. The Duke's here with a woman named Delilah who seized the throne. They have Emily, and I barely got out. For now, I have to get away, recover my footing.
Bad things always seem to happen in Dunwall. Feels like the end of the world.
I need to get to Karnaca, where the Crown Killer murders started. Delilah must have been down there for a while, and I've got to figure out what's going on.
The dreadful whale will get you there. Should we go?
Let's go. Something's not right, but it seems familiar somehow. I remember this endless cold. Where are you? You might as well show yourself.
Corvo, old friend. Do I even have to say it? You've lost another Empress. Delilah was born a pawn, but now she's got the throne. 15 years ago, the assassin Dowd could have warned you about her if you'd bothered to ask, but you were too busy for questions. Times have changed, Corvo, and you haven't been watching the dark corners of the world. Maybe living in a palace has made you soft. What happens when you push a man farther than he ever thought he could go? Does he snap? And what happens when he tries to go home? Maybe you'll finally learn what it feels like to kill an Empress. Dad could have told you about that, too.
No, I never asked for your help, and I don't need it now.
Another surprise. So be it.
Never thought I'd be here again. I've been here before.
Know you. Do you remember? It's been so long, and you've been through so much. Even as an echo of myself, it's good to know you're there.
Jessamine, if all I can hear are the last echoes of your voice, that's enough.
Only the last of my essence, with you for a while. If only I could reach across this great expanse and take you into my arms. But I have this to offer. My gift and my curse. Summon me to your hand, and I will guide you when I can. Stars in the sky here. There is no sky. You shouldn't be here. No one should. In thousands of years, few have seen this place.
Who is Delilah, really? Jessamine's sister? Bearing the outsider's mark?
There's a strange power in this place.
There's no one quite like Delilah. I watched her pull herself up from blood and filth until she was in a position to steal from the wisest scholars in the Empire. Survival and ambition, art and magic, with a cunning that makes fawning sycophants of those around her. All of it leading to what you saw at Dunwall Tower. Delilah's playing the long game. She took all the abuse the world could deal out, and now she has a crown. But I'll let you in on a secret. She's got her eyes set on a much greater prize.
Maybe I got lazy. Fell asleep at my post. Somehow everything I love is at risk. Again. Last time I saw Karnaca, I was just 18, boarding a ship bound for Dunwall. It was dawn and I'd been up all night dancing 3 sheets to the wind. I was puffed up with the old Duke's favor, and I thought I was the greatest swordsman the Isles had ever known. For over 3 decades, I've lived in a palace, watching over the people I love. I've had an Empress die in my arms, and raised another from birth. Who would have thought I'd come back home, the most wanted man in the Isles, following the trail of a monstrous killer? What would that 18-year-old think of me now?
Must be cursed. Daft old man, this is some shit. Back to that city. You're up. When you're...
All right, you've explained part of it. What were you and Sokolov doing here?
The old man loved Karnaca, but he'd caught wind of a conspiracy tied to the Crown Killer. He wanted to warn you.
There were reports about tensions rising. Corruption, street violence. It's the sort of thing that happens, and usually the local authorities resolve it.
The new Duke has let things slide. But Sokolov concluded he might be the head of the conspiracy. He came in looking shocked, and if you've heard his after-dinner stories, you know that's unusual. We were going to set out for Dunwall, but something happened.
The Crown Killer.
Yes, the hatch ripped open and Sokolov screamed. All I caught was a glimpse of someone carrying him across the deck. I followed as long as I could, toward Addermeyer Institute. It's run by the alchemist Hypatia. Maybe the Duke is using a patient of hers, the Crown Killer.
Addermeyer was a solarium years ago. I'll get inside and eliminate the Crown Killer. Maybe the alchemist will cooperate, maybe she won't. Either way, I'll try to figure out what happened to Sokolov, too.
I would say good luck, but I don't think you want my luck. When you get done at the Institute, disable the watchtower. Once it's down, I'll bring the boat around. We'll take the skiff to the shore when you're ready.
Addermeyer Institute's been there for a long time, but Hypatia wasn't around when I lived in Karnaca. Before I leave Serkonos, Duke Luca Abel and I are going to meet face to face, and he'll pay for all this. Delilah's powerful, How is it possible I haven't crossed her path in all these years? Mortimer Ramsey, the entitled son of entitled parents. The Duke's coup relied on a weasel like you. As assassins go, the Crown Killer was messy, vulgar. The Duke wanted people afraid. Sokolov always seemed ageless. Not now. With that watchtower, the only way to get to Addermeyer is through the carriage station.
Ready for me to drop you at the docks?
Ready. The old city must have changed a lot.
Off we go then.
One more time, old friend.
I'd take you to Addermeyer by boat, but security's too tight. The Grand Guard have a watchtower there. Go inland and use the carriage station. Before his death, the old Duke of Serkono spent decades building up Karnaca. After Duke Luca Abel took over, he started draining the wealth out of the city as fast as he could. Orgies and week-long feasts.
I remember the old Duke, Theodanis. He was a good man.
Watch yourself on the way to Addermeyer. The Duke's given the Grand Guard run of the city. Strangers get attacked on sight.
I can take care of myself.
This is a good spot. Reach Addermeyer, take out the Crown Killer, and find out where Sokolov was taken. The alchemist, Hypatia. She'll help if she can. Sokolov likes her.
I'll see you later at Addermeyer. Just wait to bring up the boat until after I've disabled the watchtower.
The jewel of the South, they
Which
say.
ship is that out
I
there?
guess that's what it looks like from very far away, huh?
The dreadful wind.
I'll get the cigars tomorrow.
Buy one? Wouldn't miss that. No gooder with a knife. Why me?
I can go and have a moment. Something at the bar.
Fellow Serkonans, in the
Not this time.
Duke's
Hopefully they'll
absence,
just leave me alone.
political assassinations conducted in the name of the former
Hey, come here.
and carried out by the former royal protector.
I have something that might interest you. My name's Mindy Blanchard. And that mask tells me you're someone who goes into places where you don't belong. Want to help me with something? You scratch my ass, I'll scratch yours.
I need to get to Addermeyer Institute. Can you help?
Yeah, I know how to do that. You go get a body for me, and I'll help you with your problem. Don't worry, he's already dead.
You want me to bring you a corpse? What's the story there?
The overseers are holding him at their outpost. They think he was a kind of a witch. I want the body for reasons of my own. Sneak in and take it, then meet me in the old basement below the dentist office near there.
I'll consider it. An underground market. Illegal trade means weapons and ammunition.
I'll take that deal. Glad we could do business. You won't regret it. This is what I have for upgrading your equipment. I shouldn't deal with strangers.
Are we gonna let a few blood flies stop us?
I'm in. Just remember to...
I'm a wanted man again. Welcome home.
Please, you gave me no choice. Please? It's too late for that, Rapallo. Guess what happens next? This is how we get rid of snitches. Remember, if anyone asks, he just ran through it. Yeah, couldn't stop him.
Move along. We're conducting a search for heretical artifacts.
What? Here? Listen, I only need
This area is restricted on the authority of the Abbey. No one is allowed inside.
Careful with that sword. The Grand Guard won't like it. I'm getting tired of the sound of my own voice.
Reverse this place.
I mean, when's this gonna stop? This is just ridiculous.
Dig deep, brother. Remember that the profane seeks to hide itself.
Karnaca was a lovely city once, before the Duke began choking the life out of the place, before the Crown Killer started painting the walls red. Now you're here, and I have to wonder whether you're gonna give it that final nudge, or pull it back from the edge. We've both seen cities go bad before. Vermin, blood, and betrayal. It's happening again. I hope you're ready.
Safe. What is wrong with this city?
I'm getting tired of the sound of my own voice. It's like I'm talking to a stone wall for all they listen.
Our lives to both chastise and protect. Sometimes I wonder if it wouldn't be better. Sometimes music. This tale is told within here in the city, for instance. Instead, they're made in a few locations, kept from us, and shipped out. It seems dangerous.
Far worse to have the knowledge of construction materials scattered across the Isles. The metals used to make the devices are unusually rare. The techniques, if applied by anyone but the most faithful, resolute overseers, would border on heresy.
I suppose you're correct. It grieves me to imagine what cultists might accomplish if they took the music boxes and perverted them to their own ends.
Exactly, brother. Much better to protect such a powerful tool. Assemble them in secret and dispatch them across the Empire where they're needed in the fight against the supernatural.
Wherever they go, even filth.
The scriptures I'm in it. Hoping to cross paths with that monstrous assassin. This heretic's body is important, even though I don't fully understand the situation. We'll wait for the Vice Overseer.
When should Byrne arrive?
He's engaged currently. He'll send someone else, maybe Overseer Kindana. Until then, we stay where we are.
Will the heretic's corpse attract blood flies, brother?
No, I've dusted it already. We should be fine here for now. But mark me, anyone who shows up here has ill will at heart. There are no coincidences in Karnaca.
That's it. The body Mindy sent me after.
Hey, you got him. Put it down in the hole. Good job. Take this.
You said you had a trick for getting closer to Adamire.
I just sent one of my boys to turn off the power to the carriage rails. When the juice is off, you can walk along the rails and get where you need to go. On the other side, there's a station that will take you to Adamire.
All right, then. This is goodbye. That's it. The electricity is off. Adamire Station. This should take me out to the Institute.
Adamire Station? No one ever goes out there anymore. Or rarely.
I could transfer you to the dust district.
The Addermeyer Institute is my best chance of tracking down the Crown Killer. Alexandria Hypatia turned an old solarium into a center for medicinal knowledge that's famous throughout the Isles. She's an alchemist, brilliant and dedicated to helping the miners in Karnaka and their families. If anyone knows what happened to Sokolov and where this all leads, she will.
Lieutenant Mikos, report to the duty officer as soon as you finish your current patrol.
Looks like they're doing maintenance on the carriage relay again. Should we check it out?
Nah. I'm just making sure it's still in order, I guess. Nobody comes around anymore. But you never know when the Duke's gonna send someone out here to check.
I always get these shifts.
It would only take a few hours for Dr. Hypatia to see them. My 7-year-old broke her leg carrying water down to the mine.
Useless sob.
And my 3-year-old has been coughing dust for weeks. His skin is so pale. He's gray. I could bring them here.
I am very sorry, but there's nothing I can do. Dr. Hypatia doesn't accept patients anymore, and the Institute is under the Grand Guard Authority. Apparently, you can't be trusted to do your job without creating problems.
Please, I can't lose another child. Where is Dr. Hypatia?
Lock her up until further notice.
What? No! My children need me! Let me go!
Someone's gotta give.
I've got to get back to Dunwall. I feel so bad. I haven't seen the kids in 2 years.
Getting so one can't even breathe no more. The Duke of Serkonos.
It's not something bad. Maybe it's nothing. Sure she stays. I patient never. Anyone here? Show yourself.
Oh well. Never mind.
anyone here? Show yourself.
The bloodflies have gotten out of hand here.
Are you a patient of mine? I'm sorry. I should know that.
I'm here to ask you about something.
Do you cover your face because you were hurt? The afflictions we treat here are more common than anyone likes to admit.
I'm not here for treatment. I'm looking for Anton Sokolov.
Sokolov? Yes, he was here for a short time, but she took him away to see Kirin Jindosh. Do you hear something?
What about the Crown Killer? A patient of yours?
The Crown Killer? That name came from the newspapers. I'm afraid I don't... Oh yes, the murders. I was in Dunwall, studying diseases found among whaling crews. Wait, did someone just call me? I've been forgetting things. The Crown Killer is an interesting case. I feel almost sure I could help with that. It's just... I used to do such good work, and now my memory is failing me. Who is that calling me? Excuse me. Something is terribly wrong. But I can't put my finger on it.
You did well finding Anton Sokolov, my friend. The old man is with Kirin Jindosh, who's prying him apart.
I wonder
digging out all his
she would say about this.
Adding Sokolov's knowledge to his own. Who knows what wonders of natural philosophy Jindosh
I can hear her
will
whispering
reveal in future days.
from
But
down in
it's
a well.
time for you to come out once again.
Somewhere.
Time to play. We have need for your special talents. The good doctors do for a trip to Dunwall because Ichabod Boyle is next on the list. Make haste. And make this
Terrible killings. So much blood.
To write about it.
So much meat.
The Empire fodder for their nightmares.
I would take hold of your tongue and pull it from your head if I could.
What's wrong with you?
Dr. Hypatia did this. She's the crown killer. But she's not herself. She developed a serum trying to help the miners. The first version caused horrible changes to her mind. It's too late for me, but maybe you can still save her. She's a good person.
What can I do?
In my safe, in disease treatment, you'll figure out how to make the counter serum help her. The safe code is 121.
I've always wondered what your flesh tastes like, my dear assistant.
She's gone. What happened?
Is Hamilton in there? How is he?
He's losing it. Yelling nonsense for hours.
Could you understand any of it?
Something about being attacked by a monster one night. Some beast that wanted to scoop the brains out of his skull.
I see. Keep this to yourself, will you? No need to spread silly rumors.
Of course.
Let's find out if I can make him see reason.
Hopefully it's inside.
Oh well. Never mind. Whew.
Personnel, on orders from the Duke, anyone discussing Addermire with non-authorized persons will be court-martialed and imprisoned.
What I wouldn't give for a bottle of pear soda.
I hope this works. For her sake, I hope this works.
You're dead. You're dead, aren't you? Isn't this fun? I've faced plenty of soldiers. At least they don't shit themselves. No, no, no! Not back to sleep! I won't go. I won't give it back!
Doctor?
Yes. I'm sorry. Something's not right with me. Maybe I contracted something working with infectious samples.
No, someone was poisoning you. You should be better now. I found some alchemical notes and made a counter serum.
Poisoning me?
Don't worry, I'm going to take care of it. If you need a place to lay low for a few days, come find us. I'm staying with an ally on a boat called the Dreadful Whale.
I need to lie down.
It's funny to think about, but she could be reading the letter right now. Thinking about me. Right now.
Huh? Gotta keep my mind on my duties. Forget about them.
That's the watchtower.
Finished. The Grand Guard could come at any time. Can we leave this place yet? I don't like it. Ready now?
Yes. Let's head out for the Dreadful Whale.
What happened?
Hypatia was the crown killer.
That's impossible.
The Duke tricked her into injecting herself with a flawed version of her serum. It changed her, but there was an antidote, so she'll live. If she remembers the murders, she'll have to deal with that.
And Sokolov?
He's been moved to the house of a man named Kieran Jindosh.
The Duke's grand inventor. Supposedly brilliant.
Another genius. Just what we needed. I need Anton Sokolov, but he's missing. Held by another inventor named Kieran Jindosh, who no doubt wants whatever secrets Sokolov holds in his head. Jindosh is the mad inventor who armed Karnaca with clockwork killing machines, the city where I grew up and trained, where I won the Duke's tournament when I was still a boy. They say the Clockwork soldiers are the equal of Karnaka's best fighters now. I'm going to put that to the test. Rescue one genius and cage the other before he creates an army of Clockwork soldiers.
Say up in Tivia, watch the faces of those who bow the most deeply, or some such.
Nerve of the Grand Guard, trying to Oh, you're here.
Hypatia, what can you remember? I need to find Anton Sokolov. He might be the key to unraveling the Duke's plans.
My memories are disjointed. The Duke is close to his grand inventor, Kirin Jindosh. But that man has the empathy of a mantis. He seems to both admire and despise Sokolov. We visited Aramis Stilton. I liked him. But something bad happened. Just snatches of memory. Sorry.
You should rest easy for a while. Maybe some of that will help.
I hope so. I'm not sure I even fully understand what you did for me, but I owe you for helping me at Adamire. Thank you.
Megan must be up on deck.
Let's hope your friend doesn't sink the boat while we're gone. Ready?
Let's go.
All right, let's get underway. Jindosh is important to the Duke's inner circle. The Grand Guard watches his mansion, harassing people who look like trouble.
You said there's a wall of light cutting off access to the carriage station.
Yes, but there's a black market shop nearby. They sell on the sly. Ever use a rewiring tool?
Yes, but it's been years.
Good. Get past the wall of light, then ride the carriage to where Jindosh lives. And there's a reason people are afraid of his mansion.
I'll see you after it's done.
Corvo, take care of this crazy man and his Clockwork soldiers, then bring Sokolov back. He means a lot to me.
This is the Duke. I just awoke from a dream.
I only had a boat of my own.
Rising up from the ocean, coming to smash Karnaka. I screamed and fell out of bed. It's not common knowledge, but traveling by ship horrifies me. It's unnatural. The ocean is a malignant force. It exists to drive us mad or drag us down deep, where our skin and organs turn to jelly and our bones settle in the muck.
Request for new boots, and what did I get? Sock. One useless sock.
Serkonis is a land of tall timber, fierce winds, and deep silver mines. Deep the ocean for
When
those
the Grand Guard go into the place and see it packed solid with blood flies, they burn the building to the ground. And the ones on either side.
Either way, the jewels of
nobody right now. We'll go back tonight and dig the jewels out. After that, we'll make a quick exit.
Got to get over to one of the other districts.
Royal protector Corvo escaped, and he's here among us. I'm sure of it. Scheming and hiding. Be vigilant. Your weight in silver. Bring him to justice.
See Jindosh's mansion from here. The carriage line is blocked. I'll have to unlock the gate.
I need to pee.
Think something moved.
Best thing that ever happened to this city. Give me a handful of the Clockworks and I'll clean up the dust district. I don't know. Maybe the tall boys were better at the time of the rat plague. They made people stand up straight.
This shirt reeks.
Change. If the Duke has his way, we'll have an army of the Clockwork soldiers by this time next year.
Jindosh could have stayed at the Academy of Natural Philosophy. He might have done some good there. All right, I need to eliminate Jindosh and find Anton Sokolov.
Welcome to my home, stranger. The door is always open to those with the will to pass the threshold. If you're here by appointment, then proceed and bide your time. Otherwise, I'd be remiss if I didn't inform you about the defensive mechanisms employed here, which are quite formidable. Many have entered without invitation, for reasons as myriad as the fish in the ocean. But of those who've dared to explore further, very few have found their way back out.
Who would build something like this, and why?
Someone's activated one of the mechanisms in my house.
Jindosh.
My home is always open. It's one of my great curiosities, seeing how the common mind navigates these shifting rules. I'm Karen Jindosh, but you must know that. I invite you to meet me face to face. Come over to the glass door, here in the upper hall. You've managed to deactivate my wall. You move with purpose, stranger. I challenge you to come find me. Take whatever you seek, but all along the way, and I'll have your body carried to my lab for dissection. You're quite close now. I can't remember any other visitor getting...
It's a long way down. Welcome to the final mystery, Jindosh.
Where did those rats come from?
Another full instruction set.
What kind of sadistic joke is this?
Most people are happy just doing a job.
Configuration reported. The machine has completed another full instruction set. Running search protocol. Extending exploration of the area. The machine is
searching. When this plays, search is underway. Continue search.
Sokolov.
Corvo. It would have to be you. Perhaps Megan came for you in Dunwall, but Jindosh...
Already growing cold. Don't try to move.
Well, that's the Corvo I remember.
When this plays, check central rotor. Standing by. Adapting to layout. Assessment chamber reconfiguring. Standing by. Configuration A. Adapting to layout.
We're moving at last, but where is Jindosh?
The space behind the walls.
However did they manage that? I wonder.
Huh? What? A body? Here? I don't want to die! Oh!
This is amazing! By now. Incredible!
Stand clear! I'm bringing up the arc pylon!
Shifted earlier. It made me crazy.
If I get the chance, I'm going to ask for a transfer to the Grand House.
Some of these people just work hard. It's indisputable.
indicates that the machine is waking up.
Kissed your kids goodbye this morning.
A ship horrifies me. It's unnatural. The ocean is a malignant force. It exists to drive us mad or drag us down deep, where our skin and organs turn to jelly and our bones settle in the muck. For those poor fools who make their trade on the waters, I wish them luck. Draconis is a land of tall timber, fierce winds, deep silver mines. Leave the ocean for those with no other choice.
Nice. Something no one else has thought of. Maybe something with gull's eyes, or the bladder.
You are a nuisance to the city. Didn't anybody tell you?
You did it. How is he?
Frail and wounded, but he'll recover.
I didn't think it was possible. You must have a story to tell. I'll hear it back at the ship.
All right. The void again, but it feels different.
Surprised I can pull you into this place? The outsider marked me long ago. I made you flee your precious tower and turned Emily into cold stone. How difficult for you. But when I was young, sweet Jessamine and I were close as sisters, sharing a secret. Emperor Kaldwin had another daughter, born in shame to a kitchen maid.
What's she playing at? Maybe how is the question.
I told you when you're older. Perhaps next year.
You said that last year. Jessamine is younger than me, and she's at court every day.
Business, well, it's complicated. We'll understand someday.
What did I do? I'll be good. I swear.
Next year, I promise.
Jessamine and I played games in the tower, but at night I'd go back to the servants' quarters to cockroaches and thin gruel. Emperor Daddy would visit and tell me if I was good. Next year I'd be old enough to come to court to be a princess. Then one day, pretty Jessamine broke something worth a fortune, and the spy master caught us. She claimed I did it, and he whipped me in the garden house until I bled. My mother lost her kitchen job, and that night we were out on the streets with no place to sleep.
I didn't break it.
Would you like to tell me who did?
We were just playing.
Young lady Jessie. Who's your account?
It was her. Delilah's lie. She broke it.
I saw the nastiest parts of Dunwall, ending up in debtor's prison. Jessamine died quick on an assassin's blade, but my mother lingered for weeks after a fat guard broke her jaw. They threw me out when she died. I looked up at the lights of Dunwall Tower and swore revenge. Washing bedsheets in a brothel, I painted on the side, until Anton Sokolov took me as a student. That's the polite word for it. I was crafty even before the outsider marked me, and survived the worst the Empire could offer. Now it's your turn.
My mother's sick. She needs help.
Your mother kicked off while you were out begging. She's another bag of bones now, girl.
What? No!
The sentence is served and you'll be tossed out with the others. You can't stay here anymore.
How much of this is true, and how much is Delilah's warped imagination? 15 years ago, the Loyalist conspiracy asked me to kidnap Anton Sokolov, and I did. I took him from his home to the pub we were hiding in, and locked him in a cage meant for dogs. And you know what? He laughed at us. He told dirty stories. Taught Emily more than her governess could in 6 months. He seemed immortal. His mind shaped our age. That's changed. The old man I rescued doesn't talk much. He eats what we give him, groans in his sleep, coughs out blood. I'm not even sure he knows where he is.
Even in the void, if only I could do more.
Jessamine, Delilah's stronger now.
Am I to blame for Delilah's bitterness?
Of course not. She's driving all of this.
Our decisions have weight. I feel my time drawing to an end soon.
His age, Sokolov's making better progress than I would have expected.
Good to see that you're still with us. Thank you for helping Anton.
Sokolov's not the only one making a rapid recovery. I'll be good enough to leave soon. There's a lot to do. Of course, unless the Duke falls, he'll undo my best efforts here.
I'm working on that. Believe me, the Duke has my full attention.
Karnaka's key leaders are flawed, for certain. After all this is settled with the Duke, and the time of the coup has passed, whichever ones are left standing could change things here. Consider that, as you come face to face with the Duke's remaining associates.
I'll do what I can, Alexandria.
Jindosh wanted me to help him with a rather complicated problem. It would have enabled him to make his Clockwork soldiers at a fraction of the cost. Clever man.
Not clever enough. What's wrong with people like that?
A restless mind and an empty heart, perhaps. Jindosh would have snuffed me out as soon as he got bored. I appreciate what Corvo did for me, freeing me from that place.
I searched for you, Anton. I would have found you.
I knew you'd try, Megan. They kept me going after they gave me to Jindosh.
Either way, you're back now. I'm glad.
Anton, when I brought you back, you could barely speak. But it's been 3 days.
They tortured him. His body is covered with bruises.
Delilah has the throne, and she has Emily. Anton, once we had you in a cage and you dared us to kill you, I need that man back.
Corvo, she's right. I can make electricity move from one side of the room to the other, but Delilah is beyond my understanding. When I came to Serkonos, I meant to leave everything behind. But when the assassination started, I couldn't ignore it. By the time Megan and I connected the murders to the Duke, it was too late. The Crown Killer came for me. It kept me alive from my knowledge that I saw things. Jindosh often had a visitor, Brianna Ashworth.
The curator of the Royal Conservatory.
Yes, Ashworth is dangerous, as obsessed with the occult as Delilah. Apparently, she's working on a device called the Oraculum.
There's more to her than either of you know.
If Ashworth is one of Delilah's lieutenants, I need to eliminate her. Who knows what this device is capable of, or what she's up to. Shuttered to the public. Wonder what's going on inside the Royal Conservatory. The Duke's incompetence, or something more suspicious? Jessamine's face has never faded from my memory. Could Delilah truly be her sister?
I painted that from memory, which is a tricky thing. But I must admit to seeing some of the old Emperor's features in her face. It was long ago when I took Delilah in, whipped then, angry and brilliant. But her obsession with the occult and the Kaldwin family took her out of my circles.
Delilah's paintings are chaotic, but she sculpts much better than you, Anton.
You knew Delilah? When were you going to tell me?
When you needed to know. My past is none of your business, Royal Protector.
Another lifetime. We all came to Karnaca for our own reasons, Corvo. Megan had hers too. I'm sure you understand the need for secrets. There's a spark in your eyes. Something other than hate, which surprises me given all that's happened. Maybe I should begin a series of bloodfly-related sketches. Infested corpses and the like.
We'll take the skiff. I don't want to bring the dreadful whale any closer than we have to. There is a small dock in Syria Gardens, close to the Conservatory. That's as far as I can take you. Ready to go?
Yes, let's go.
There will be a Grand Guard presence outside the Royal Conservatory. Inside, be prepared for anything. Ashworth runs with an eclectic crowd. They'll be the real danger.
Someday I'd like to know more about how you met Ashworth.
I know you would. Trust me. Ashworth is important to Delilah, which brings up something else. You might be able to exploit the Abbey of the Everyman in removing Ashworth from play. Turns out the Vice Overseer in Karnaca has been watching Ashworth from a hidden outpost near the Royal Conservatory. Check it out first if you want more options. Remember, if she's still working with Delilah, Ashworth is a grave threat.
Thanks, Megan. See you soon.
Furniture workshop.
How long do we have to wait?
As long as it takes. We'll be picking up balusters and spindles made of zirconian umberwood.
I thought the old Duke Theodanis outlawed umberwood export to protect the trees.
I can't keep track of all the decrees. My client's refurbishing her gazebo, adding an exotic southern touch.
I don't get it. When I went to Dunwall, I brought back a Rivercross shelter he was an astronaut. Because it reminds me of good times. But what's the point of buying wood from a country you never visited?
Lady Shersha has money, so she gets the wood she wants.
What's going on here?
Where did... Am I going crazy?
Welcome. Obviously, you are someone with refined tastes. Welcome to my shop. Say, An acquaintance of mine is supposed to be holed up in an office overlooking the Royal Conservatory. Check on them if you're headed that way. I'd check myself, but the streets are locked down. I'd make it worth your time.
No, think about it.
See anything you like? Welcome back. Please, take your time. This is what I have for upgrading your equipment. Excellent choice. No need to wrap it for you, I suppose. I'm certain you will be satisfied with your purchase. The district is so quiet since the conservatory was closed. I'd love to know who made that mask. Very interesting. I look forward to the day when I can reopen my gallery. Farewell. And do think of us again.
Someone ought to do something.
Ain't one part of me that doesn't ache. My toes. Maybe some new mouth.
Your person can't breathe.
I was pretty sure I took it with me.
If I see anything, I'll run. No. First, I'll yell, then.
My family stung to death. So disfigured. Blood flying mess all around.
Expensive now, and the tanks run dry. The wind's unpredictable, but it's still better than a bunch of howlers running through the checkpoint and knifing us to death.
Yeah, I see your point.
I need to pee.
What was that? That sounded like
Did you hear
that? Broken glass.
Where am I going to get that? Maybe the incantation will work with just a little muck from the street.
I thought I had the key.
You look great. Enrico said to give you his regards.
That donkey-faced cretin can open his wrist for all I care. Did you bring me something? A silver cigarette?
JK elementally. Q arrest U and V. Double V, X, Y's, and Z. Now I got my A's and Z's. Tell me what you think of me.
There are some traitors who question her claim to the throne. Morally, Tibia, treasonous nation skulking in the cold, gloomy north.
If they want war, we'll give it to them, no matter how many of you I have to sacrifice. Draconis will fight for Delilah to the bitter end.
Before me and bow, for I am Delilah, your queen.
The Conservatory. Built around the time I left for Dunwall.
To give us.
Sokolov was taken away as well.
I think I could ask.
You mean like this tangle of skin and bones representing one of the Dunderheads from the Arachnian?
So this could be tampered with. Ashworth could be cut off from the void entirely. No more witchcraft.
I'd rather have my portrait painted by Delilah.
What will I do now? I'm ruined. That feeling. The things I could do.
As if you could ever hide your face from me, Royal Protector. I see you there, back in the city that spawned you.
It's done. Brianna Ashworth is no longer a witch.
You villain! You don't even know what you've done. A great bloom wilts and fades from the world.
This is only the start. You've pissed all over everything, but you'll pay for it.
Oh, Brianna. I don't believe we will speak again. The thought of seeing you reduced to such a pale, sad thing. It's too much to bear. I hate you for this, Corvo Atano.
I wonder, if you didn't have hate, Delilah, what would you have?
After Delilah fell to the assassin Dowd, her magic was lost, and the coven scattered. I made a new life in Karnaca. Then I heard her whispering from the void, leading me to the Duke, who heard those same whispers. Together we worked to bring Delilah back into the world, changing the Empire from the home of Aramis Stilton 3 years ago. Across the Isles, all of us who'd been with her at Brigmore and before, we felt the magic return. Others joined. New faces, new blood. Now, Delilah is immortal. Forever. She holds Dunwall, and we've turned to corrupting the oracular order. The overseers take guidance from their prophetic sisters, and soon we'll influence their dreams and visions.
Getting so one can't even breathe no more.
People of Karnaca, this is the Duke. Some of you have questioned the stricter mining service and the new taxes being levied by the Grand Circonian Guard. Let me answer all of this rabble-rousing at once. Disloyalty and sedition will not be tolerated. Look at Duncan Bales, my friend. He's a patriot, a man who won't stop until he has turned every bit of this land's silver into shiny coin. I asked him to double the number of mine workers, and he did it. No questions, no complaints. Karnaca needed miners, and he produced them. Out of thin air. That's the Circonian spirit. That's what we
Kinda dry. I could really go for a whiskey.
Thought I had a few coins on me. What was that?
So it's done.
Ashworth won't be a problem anymore.
Good. But Corvo, there's something else. Back when I lived in Dunwall, I did things that I'm not proud of.
You live long enough, that happens.
Yeah. But what I did is worse than most. I knew Delilah and Ashworth. Bought into their bullshit, which led me down a bad road. To be honest, before all this, I thought Delilah dead. I don't want to get into it right now, but I felt like you should know. There are things I regret, Corvo.
Whatever happened in Dunwall was a long time ago, Megan.
I wish it felt like that. Seems like yesterday. Are you ready to leave now?
Yes, let's go. Take me back to the dreadful whale.
Another step toward the Duke of Serkonos and Delilah.
Three years ago, Delilah was laying her plans. The Duke's people gathered at the home of a mine baron named Aramis Stilton to commit some horror in her name. I need to know how they made her immortal. But where was I 3 years ago? Letting Emily daydream through council meetings, teaching her fencing and back-alley fighting. I always expected an enemy we could put down with a sword. Soldiers, spies, assassins. Instead, we got something else. Beyond the pale. Beyond the natural world. Instead, we got hit by someone like me.
My mind is finally clearing. Now I can return to my work here, helping those who need it the most. And what can I say about what you've done for me? Saved me from madness and worse, from giving in to a life of sadistic brutality. How could I ever repay you for that? Given who you are and what you're in Karnaca to do, I can only say good luck. The city, the country, the empire, everyone is counting on you. I'll send something special for you, by way of courier. I hope it helps.
Macon is out in the city, but I'll explain.
I need to know why Delilah can't be killed. Everything we've learned implies that something strange happened at Aramis Stilton's home 3 years ago, but then he disappeared.
Stilton lived in a bunker, kept secure by a fancy lock made by Jindosh. Maybe inside you'll learn more about how to stop Delilah.
But I have to get there first, through a ruin created by the Duke, where I used to live.
Megan had an intriguing idea. Howlo is leader of the Howlers. He wants Vice Overseer Byrne killed, and of course, Byrne wants Paolo dead too. Both groups will attack you on sight, but walk in with the corpse of their chief enemy, and they'll treat you like family.
So that gives me at least one way into Aramis Stilton's house.
I'm pretty sure that will work.
Coming back here, seeing it changed, run into the ground. Some people have reach beyond others. Vice Vice Overseer Byrne. I dread each interaction with the Abbey. I knew plenty of people like Paolo growing up. Maybe not as crafty.
Megan left a note for you. She's going to meet you... where was it? Oh, somewhere. I'm sure you'll find her. Ready now?
Let's go.
We'll take Megan's skiff closer.
I didn't know Aramis Stilton. Who was he?
Loyal to the old Duke. Stilton helped build modern Karnaca with those silver mines. Worked his way up from nothing to a fortified mansion. But the new Duke spends money so fast, the mine crews work all day and all night. The district's in ruins. The dust drives out anyone except the most desperate.
The Duke of Zirconos has made a mess of things. His father was a good man.
True, but the new Duke's misery is only being possible with Dunwall's support. In any case, you'll have to pass through the Dust District. Maybe Stilton's still in there, or maybe he's dead. Find Megan once you reach the Dust District. She'll tell you more. I'll wait here with the skiff.
These wages, this is the worst assignment. Thank God none of our squads patrol through the Dust District anymore.
Orders from the Duke. We're losing
Now, how did I get stuck out here? Tired of cleaning silver dust out of my ears. Grand Palace. That's an assignment. All apples and slippers.
You really go for a whiskey or something? Maybe one of them two-penny drinks.
Dust storm coming.
And the Howlers. Hello, Lord Protector. I've been doing reconnaissance, talking to people. The Overseers and the Howlers have divided up the district. Just ahead is neutral territory where no one will harass you. But further on, the Howlers and the Overseers both have boundaries set up. And beyond those points, they'll attack you on sight.
Aramis Stilton is the real goal. Sokolov said you'd worked out a plan.
Yes. I believe that if you take out Paolo or Vice Overseer Byrne, the other one will grant you safe passage, and will help you get inside Stilton's home. Neutralize either one of them, and bring him to the other.
Got anything else?
Byrne is protected by the Overseers. Paolo has the Howlers, but I think he's also got some kind of black magic charm. They say he's got to die twice before the sun sets, or he can't be killed. Good luck with that.
This is the Duke of Circona. Been told that people are complaining about dust.
Jemmy's sister says you can beat any lock in the city. I'm not sure why Stilton's house needed to be shut up tight like this, but what do you think? Can you crack it? Give me a minute. Durante knows how to get it here. Paolo had him feeding old Stilton or watching him. I was gonna pay him off for the secret, but Durante got beat down by the Overseers and taken away.
I don't even understand what this is. I don't see any seams.
Jimmy's sister says it's a gimmick, like he weren't a real locksmith who made it.
No, this was built by Kieran Jindosh. Scary smart. He's the one who made the Clockwork soldiers for the Duke.
So can you open it? Or maybe just solve it?
No, it can't do either. It's a lock designed by a man who creates machines that kill people. You can keep your money, I'm not touching it.
Never mind. Maybe another time.
Or not. Let's go.
Are you coming tonight?
Got it. Now to find Aramis Stilton. Time is an odd thing. I left Karnaca decades ago, excited about all the Dunwall might hold. I remember falling in love with Jessamine, watching her crowned as Empress, Emily's birth, the rat plague, then Jessamine's death and another coronation. Now all this, back in the city where I was born. Stilton's home hides a mystery, but I'll tear it apart brick by brick to learn the secret of Delilah's immortality, as long as it ends with her in chains. She might have pulled herself up from nothing, but I ran out of sympathy for tyrants and witches a long time ago. All I want is to put an end to Delilah's reign and make sure Emily is safe. One more time. That Stilton?
Yo?
Stilton,
Warm the quilts, will you? I feel...
3 years ago, something inside Aramis Stilton snapped like a cheap lock. A part of him and a part of this house never left that evening. The Duke's inner circle are still gathered here, setting their grand plan into motion. Delilah's plan. And a part of Aramis Stilton is always here, still breaking. The Void is not exactly a place, and it's much older and stranger than you could ever know. It watches you from within. And at the heart of Stilton's house, the Void is leaking through a pinprick left behind by Delilah's little trick. Even magic is perverted here, and things don't work like they should. Take this. Imagine it's a kind of timepiece. Go and watch the Duke and Delilah. See for yourself what they did.
Like it's going to be cold tonight. I'll have you know, a man from Morley offered me 10,000 coin for that.
By the Void.
Stilton, your guests are waiting in the study. The Duke is demanding refreshments, and I can't get in without the combination.
There's a note on the door, Captain Windelbaum.
What? He's out back. I need the code to the study.
It's in his notebook, ma'am, but he keeps it with him.
Thank you, Corporal. Speaking bluntly, I really don't like Stilton's guests. Earlier, I got my ass chewed out by the Royal Curator. What's her name?
You're talking about Brianna Ashworth, I believe.
Yes, that's her. She's an odd one. Anyway, keep up the good work.
Thank you, Captain.
Stilton had taste before lunacy took his mind.
Why does Stilton even bother trying to impress people?
What was that?
This is to keep you from seeing whatever drove you into a nightmare tonight.
Pear soda.
What effect is knocking Stilton unconscious going to have on the present?
Enough coins in the world to make it worth it.
I can't.
Everything is mixed up here. What happened?
It's time to begin. Where's Stilton? I should never have kept him on just because he and my father were close.
What we're about to attempt has never been done. It's beyond my understanding, and certainly beyond yours. If anyone has any doubts, set them aside now.
This defies rational understanding. It's the frayed edge where natural philosophy crosses over into something else.
Yes, I can feel it. We risk madness.
All of you, Delilah is your rightful Empress. You owe her this.
Delilah's stronger than before. The Duke and I have heard her voice, whispering to us. And now it's time. So take your positions. Focus on the void behind the world. You can feel her power, can't you?
By the stars. This is more exciting than any orgy I've ever attended. Do it now!
Returned from the cold, from forever.
She lives.
How curious. It seems to have worked.
My spirit is safe now, inside this thing. Luca, you must lock it away.
I thought we'd lost you.
Brianna, Luca, I will never abandon you. Wait! You are hidden, but I know who you are. I know when you are. You've come to watch me return, and someday I'll come for you.
The void beyond the world is strange. I won't ever understand all I've seen.
don't fit right.
If you're looking for trouble,
very edges of the void. But this one is special. It's the place where my throat was cut 4,000 years ago. This is where my life ended, and where it began again. It's where they made me.
This part of the void feels older.
Right up until the end, I thought I'd find a way to escape. I fought, but the rooms only cut my skin, so I went limp. And then the knife touched my throat, and I knew I'd waited too long. The blood ran out, and I became a god. Now you know Delilah's secret. At the end of her days, she drifted through the void and should have been lost forever. But her will and cunning are second to none. She found this place, the island in the void where I became what I am. It changed her, and she discovered a way to draw from it, tapping into the power here. Delilah is a part of me now, and I don't like it. You have to give Delilah credit. She tore out a piece of herself and hid it away, inside a thing made of bones. She's made herself immortal. If you want to kill Delilah, you're going to have to find her spirit and give it back to her. Reaching it won't be easy, but what comes after that might be the hardest thing you will ever have to do.
Is full of secrets. All right, back to the skiff. Sokolov should be waiting.
Why'd they slow down flow 4? Did Marco say? Apparently the family committee
Get approval for the new ventilation shaft.
Dust.
It'll mark a real victory. More air means less dusty lung.
Lucia Pastor, right? You deserve thanks for helping the people here.
Considering who you are, I don't know whether to feel honored that you recognize me or to yell at you for propping up the Duke while he's shitting all over Serkonos.
And who do you think I am?
I'm not stupid. Whether the newspapers and the posters in the street are right or wrong, I know who you are. And I hope you're here to end Luca Abella's tyranny. Either way, we haven't been sitting around waiting for you to clean up your mess.
Sounds like you have a plan.
No, nothing that solid. Not yet. But I believe the Duke will fall, eventually. All I can say is that when you reach the Grand Palace, just be aware that not everyone there is your enemy. Trust your judgment.
All right. I'll remember that.
Anyway, good luck. There's still a chance to make something new here in Karnaca. Something that serves everyone, not just some rapacious bastard with a title.
Stilton agreed to a meeting with the woman heading up the family committee.
Maybe no one will even notice, but things have changed here for the better.
Raiders like the Duke will keep taking, consuming until someone puts an end to it. Will it?
You're back. That was quick. Sorry I couldn't take you to see Stilton myself. But I guess you found the place.
Are you ready to leave? The dust is wreaking havoc on my throat.
Yes. I found a way to get around Paolo and Byrne, and I've been to Stilton's house. Let's go. Duke Luca Abel tore down the original palace in Karnaca, where his father once pinned a medal to my chest. Over the ruins, the Duke built a structure that cost enough to feed everyone in Serkonos for years. A sprawling estate to humble all others, a monument to his ego. I owe it to the people of my homeland to make this right. In Dunwall, we were content to look the other way as long as the silver kept flowing. I've got to get inside the Grand Palace, deal with the Duke, and find a way to steal Delilah's soul.
Can feel it. This is my last night. Soon, I'll dissolve into the great nothing.
You deserve peace, my love.
I've stayed too long. Find Delilah's spirit. Trap her in this cage of dead flesh. Set me free.
I don't understand.
You will, very soon.
I regret my affiliation with the young Duke, but his father and I were close. It was my hope that Luca would eventually grow up and learn that his actions as ruler of Serkonos have very real consequences.
He could always count on the backing of Dunwall's finances and navy. Maybe without that, he would have developed a healthy respect for the people of Serkonos. Fear of the executioner's block has been a fine motivator for many a ruler.
Once the Duke...
Are you ready for this?
I've broken into palaces before. They're made to keep out armies. Stopping a single man who's dedicated to his cause, that's another story altogether.
Getting inside might not be the hard part. The Duke doesn't exactly run a tight ship.
Taking down Duke Abel is only part of the puzzle. You've also got to find whatever it is he's keeping for Delilah.
You were cryptic about what you gleaned from visiting the Dust District, which is fine. The world is better with a hint of mystery. But once you're inside the Grand Palace, whatever you do could affect things in Karnaca for years to come. Remember that.
I've got a map of the Grand Palace for you, and I know something that may be useful. There's a hidden lever in the pantry that opens a passage to the Duke's vault. If he's keeping anything precious for Delilah, I suspect that's where it'll be. Beyond that, good hunting.
I'll see what I can do. I know things in Karnaca are fragile. Emily and I have a lot to think about after all this is done.
I hope I've been of some help to you. It's good to feel useful here near the end of my time.
Should we head toward the palace?
We should head out.
At the palace, the Duke has a look-alike body double, meant to confuse assassins. A friend of mine washes the linens and said the double is a smoker, if that helps. Maybe you can talk to him. She says he's a nice guy. What a shitty job, pretending to be a tyrant like Duke Luca Abel.
Why don't they just overthrow him?
He's got an army, control of the mines, and he's had your support from the capital. At the Duke's parties, people carve up the country while eating boiled crab.
There were parties like that in Dunwall. Toadies sucking up to Emily made me want to be back on the streets in Serkonos.
You're forgetting what that's like. I watched those party lights from the roof of the abandoned butcher shop where I slept, in the flooded district.
I know you struggled. After years of court, I'm a nobody again. But what I've seen here will stay with me when I return to Dunwall Tower. Being in Karnaca again has given me perspective.
Good. After you've eliminated the Duke, find what he's holding for Delilah and take it. When you're finished, I'll pick you up in the skiff.
Chance a Grand Guard catches on to us, or maybe rightful owners coming up.
Hey, you. You seem different. You're a good one. You know, there's a place near here, in some rocks behind a fountain. People have always left offerings there. That's where I started having those odd dreams. I don't go there anymore, but you might want to check it out. See you sometime.
Laws change. The Duke's given the Grand Guard leeway to create new fees when needed. You know who else had a nice shop?
Are you all right?
Landed on the baby.
Sucker's crooked cock.
Somewhere.
People here are see you sometime.
a stocking without a leg. That's what. Pestering us with forms and procedures anymore. Collect the fees we want, give out the beatings when they're needed.
Just don't want my kids growing up here. It's too dangerous.
Reapply next month.
There's another spirit here. Beyond its cage of flesh.
The palace. Maybe I can find another way to neutralize the Duke.
As long as it's not me, I don't care. It's never any fun.
I'm not sure it's worse. The Duke
Don't look so disappointed. It's not about merit. The inner circle is packed with the Duke's pets. Lux medals. At least
so disfigured.
Exactly. This fighting. You have to understand.
Why should I trust someone
I'm going
who
to call
hides
for
their
help
face?
if you don't go.
Did you say you could hit him in the head? Or that you could avoid hitting him?
Some people just have no manners.
It's the only love I've known.
Sit still, damn.
Someone's shooting at us!
Better have a look.
I bet this opens the Duke's vault. Your father would be so ashamed of you, Luca. silver spoon. Let's see what Duke of Bell keeps hidden away in here. The Duke's vault.
The machine has completed another full instruction set.
Of course, the Duke kept some of the Clockwork soldiers for himself.
Okay, return to routine operation.
This is the thing Ashworth made to hold Delilah's spirit.
This is it. You must release me from this dead vessel. Only then will you be able to trap Delilah's spirit.
Jessamine, your spirit comforts me. How can I let you go?
I've given you all I can, my love. Tried to guide you. Now our daughter will need you.
Be at peace, my dear Empress. Star of my sky.
Your eyes, your hands, your heart. With my last thought.
Then it's done. Now it's time to return to Delilah's.
This, the heart of my half-sister? Only her flesh remains.
Wonder if it was even really alive. Why would the Duke keep this old thing? That should do it.
They survived the Grand Palace. So, is that it? The fall of Karnaca?
The Duke is dead. Long live whatever happens next.
Back to the dreadful whale, then, and on toward Dunwall.
It looks that way. To find a way to help Emily, and to give her back the throne.
Ready, then?
I'm ready if you are.
All right. As you want.
This is how the worst day of my life began. A masked man closing in on Dunwall Tower. Now it's happening again. Another Empress falls, another story ends. Last time it almost ruined the Empire. Will I do any better? Delilah outfoxed me and I never saw it coming. But I was Corvo before I was the Royal Protector. Before I owned a sword, I fought with sticks and broken glass, whatever came to hand. I don't know what grand scheme you've got underway, Delilah, but I'll give all I've got to stop you.
Remarkable what Delilah's accomplished, coming from such a... You know where to go to find Delilah, but how will you handle her? It's my hope that you have some sort of plan.
It could be tricky. She might not give me any choice but to fight, and Delilah deserves whatever she gets.
At my age, I've come to distrust words like deserve. As I've told you, I knew her long ago. Badly wounded, deep at her center, but cunning, and looking for a way to pull herself up. Perhaps more than anything, Delilah had a talent for imagining the world as a better place. If only that could have been channeled towards something less twisted.
Too late for regrets.
Yes, you're right. In any case, please watch yourself. I've come to care a great deal about you.
Goodbye, Anton.
Hey. There you are. I wanted a chance to talk. I wouldn't come back here. And that's twice I've broken it for you.
Megan.
People have called me that for a long time, but it's a lie. My name is Billy Lurk.
I remember seeing that written down somewhere a long time ago.
Yeah. I can't believe I'm telling you this, but you deserve the truth. I'll just say it. 15 years ago, I ran with a mercenary gang. We got paid to kill people. Some who deserved it, some who didn't. The boss pulled me up from the Dunwall slums when I had nothing and had run out of rope. This is hard to admit.
I want to hear you say it.
Our leader was the assassin Dowd, and I was part of the crew. Our last big job together, we were paid to...
You helped Dowd kill Jessamine.
Yes. I don't know what else to say. I've lived a very long time wishing I could take that day back, but I can't.
I can't ever forgive you for what you did, but suffering has a way of twisting people. You're a different woman today than you were then.
Yeah. We've all been hurt. But not all of us did what I did, or became what Delilah became. I know you'll never get over it, but neither will I.
No, I don't think you will. Goodbye, Billy. I'm taking the skiff and I'll go alone from here.
I can't deny it. Traveling with you has changed me.
No one will ever know exactly what it took to save Emily Kaldwin from a living death as Delilah's puppet. No one except the outsider, who watches everything and thinks his own dark thoughts and speaks to few in any generation. I've learned that our choices always matter. To someone. Somewhere. And sooner or later, in ways we can't always fathom, the consequences come back to us. I came from Serkonos to Dunwall as a boy. Made my living as a killer. One of the few who've heard the outsider's voice. I murdered an Empress, but saved her daughter, who will one day rule the Empire. Those were my choices. I'm ready for what comes.
If old Samuel could see me now.
Take me to Dunwall Tower. Bring me back to the cage of my own chest.
Oh, I will. Delilah will be made mortal again.
You let Emily's mother slip into oblivion. Do you know where my mother's resting? In a child's coffin, her skinny legs tucked beneath her, because I couldn't afford proper burial, while my father rests in the Imperial crypt.
You're lying.
You still can't accept it. You were sent to Dunwall as a gift, like a box of candies, because that's all you were worth. I inhabit your lover's heart, and my body sleeps in your bastard daughter's bed.
If I learned anything in Karnaca, it's that birth shouldn't give anyone the right to rule. You earn it every day by serving the people who need you. Now I'm coming to end your tyranny, Delilah.
Everything's gone to the void here. Can't hurt to be stocked up on munitions.
Ah, you want blueprints for better weaponry.
You won't regret it. I'll take that deal. Glad we could do business. Watch your ass out there.
The city is falling apart.
After sparrows up alongside, look sharp. After gold dust 3 times fall, come, maiden, mistress, mouse and hen. Come, fisher, farmer, frog and wren. Eat them of frost, eat them of snow, the monarch decreed to them below. Upon a spike they perched his head, cursed his name, burned his...
That's a shame. This is Delilah's doing.
Conjure rainbows for her brush. Ancient mud and stinking clay, yellow dyes for golden day. 6 hands sift and 6 hands blend, make the pigments block the wind. Fingers stained blue and blush, conjure rainbows for her brush.
Ammonia drowns precious copper.
Yes, tell us what you know.
I only heard a bit. Our Empress Delilah's eyes burn.
Look at you, full of honey and dandelions. You've finally mastered the Gravehound magic. Makes it easier to collect. Less messy. You can still smell it.
How much of the algae does Our Lady Delilah want? And what's it for? Tell me.
says Delilah's up in the throne room, but a few days ago she was saying...
If Delilah's in the throne room, I can use the elevator to reach her.
Yes. Why is that, I wonder? Another mystery.
Delilah, take this opportunity to back-charge second coil.
Strange how it moves. Like a man, but not like a man.
Oil runs through its veins, rendered from the fat of...
Why is there a tree in the middle of the chapel? With more corrupt runes, maybe I could turn Delilah's painting against her.
If this plays, the machine is recharging the magnetic coil. If this plays, the machine is recharging the magnetic coil. The machine is
Jessamine.
You will take me back and die at my hands.
Is this Ramsey?
We walk and breathe, but we are incomplete. Seems babbled in that little chapel. Now a tree that never existed. My spirit returns. To the canvas, and I will show you my vision.
All the world with this. The painting should trap her in her own fantasy world. So have it. What has Delilah done to the throne? And now to see how well your magic works, Delilah. If I change...
What I've always deserved. My justice. Now what's always been marred and distorted will be perfect. I've waited so long. Sing my songs and lick my flesh. Worship me!
Father, what happened?
Take it easy. I'll explain everything.
With the fall of Luca Abel, the Duke's line ended, and there was only one man suited for the Grand Palace. Rising up from nothing, he'd served the Empire with distinction. Duke Corvo Atano, the first of his line. In Dunwall, without ever realizing it, Delilah passed into an imagined world where her father's promises were fulfilled and her subjects would love her forever as she sailed the ocean with a great fleet and trekked across the Pendician wastes. While in the true capital, Emily the Just, Emily the Clever, ruled for decades over a prosperous mended empire with Corvo Atano's support from the south. In his day, Anton Sokolov fired the engines of industry, hurtling the empire into a more sophisticated age. He dallied with nobles, wayward artists, and great inventors alike, drinking in all that life could offer. Leaving Dunwall for the last time, he headed to the cold north, contented at last, on a final voyage to take him home. There are things that never change, no matter how hard you try. Questions you must answer. As Megan Foster faded from the world, Billy Lurk stepped from her shadow, setting out to discover her truest self, and seeking the closest thing she'd ever known to family.